Senator from Newberry. Senator.
Mr. President, I want to see if the senator would yield for one question.
Senator yields.
Senator,
Senator
I'm sorry
yields.
to interrupt you. I've been sitting over here trying to keep my mouth shut, but on I wondered how you would determine if a person is under the effects of a particular drug, let's say cannabis. You know, is it got to be a certain amount in the bloodstream, or?
We had a talk about that last week. Senator Sin, in particular, Senator from Charleston, and she rightly pointed out that there is currently not the sort of means like we do with blood alcohol content. You can do a breathalyzer, and you know if you blow a .08 or above, then you're presumed to have been operating under the influence of alcohol, or that's a presumed matter of law. There is not a similar thing with cannabis. Now, you can do blood tests, and those blood tests will detect whether or not you have THC or the psychoactive component of marijuana in your system. But the problem is, and again, this is what I've learned about this, is that marijuana or THC can remain in your system for a long period of time, so you can't necessarily draw the same inference from the presence of THC in regard to operating impaired that you can with the blood alcohol content. Okay, it just interacts with the body differently. And so the discussion we had last week, and I frankly acknowledge that what we're talking about here in terms of law enforcement being able to hold individuals to account who operate vehicles under the influence of cannabis is going to rely heavily on roadside sobriety tests and the sorts of things. But what I will say is, we've had states with decades of experience in regard to this now, and so there is a lot of experience and knowledge that can be shared with law enforcement as to how do individuals who are impaired by cannabis exhibit that impairment. What sort of things do you look for in terms of coordination or in terms of things that are the tells? But anyway, I just wanted to draw attention to that section 44,
Sure. Thank you, and
220.
I'm sorry I wasn't here to hear you last week.
No. Section 44-53-2230, for those of you who are especially concerned about that aspect of this and how do we put law enforcement in the best position to detect and hold individuals driving impaired to account.
Senator, I guess you could maybe take a small hair sample, which is where it remains the longest, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And a president up there is rubbing his head like maybe you don't have a chance for a hair sample or whatever.